Hello, beautiful people. My name is Miles Biggs, and you're watching or listening to Unseen Work, the podcast. So, probably saw a post from me earlier today that was mentioning a super cool interview that I'm very excited about for Crystal Robinson, a former WNBA player who's going to be right here on the show. We were going to do tonight. She's traveling to promote her book that launched recently, having some internet issues, which if you're going to do a live stream, very important to have a good internet connection. So Crystal and I are going to talk tomorrow evening, 8:45, same time. So I just made that change, but I didn't want to just ghost folks and not show up. So here I am, me, myself, and I, to explain that small change for you all and let you know what's going on with that interview. And while I'm here, I just wanted to share a brief story. Like I said, back in the wild. This past week has been nuts, super busy, because I was back in the wild for the first time in over a year and a half. I see people tuning in. Hello. I see those numbers counting. Let me know who you are. Say hi. No guests right now. So if you want to hop in, drop a comment. Let's have some fun. Telling a story. So get ready. I was traveling, right? And I hadn't really been anywhere but my house in this room for 2020, it felt like. And so I got in a plane and I flew to Dallas for work. And then when I got back from Dallas, I went to a wedding, a couple hundred people for the first time on Long Island. And it was wild. I keep explaining it as like shock therapy because at least me, I got so used to my own personal bubble, not really seeing people, doing my own thing. It was just completely different to be back in airports, on planes, at weddings, right? And I'm so glad I did it because when I was in the midst of it all, I kept thinking to myself, man, if I didn't do this now, I don't know when I would do it. And I don't know how easy it would be to do, right? If we get like too comfortable not putting ourselves out there, which can be scary in its own right. So it was really cool to be surrounded by people and see friends and family again because the pandemic. And it also reminded me how much I absolutely love travel. Like Unseen Work, the podcast you're watching, listening to, is based on a book that I wrote a majority of in airports and on planes while I was traveling. There's something about being in an airport or on a plane that just makes me feel like anything's possible. You're surrounded by all these people who are going somewhere, figuratively and literally, right? They're on a plane headed somewhere, and also with their lives, they're going somewhere. And it's cool to watch everybody go about their business, do some people watching, and daydream a little bit about who they are, what they're doing, what they're about, what's their story, right? And trying to capture it for content like this. Side note, I don't recommend trying to interview strangers in an airport for a podcast. It's another thing I tried while I was traveling. I go to people with a little recorder and say like, hi, I'm Miles Biggs and I have this podcast and here's what I'm doing. And would you like to be interviewed? And you get the weirdest looks from people, the not so nicest responses from people. And I've never been successful in that regard. Doesn't mean I won't stop trying. Doesn't mean I'll stop trying. I will not stop trying. But so that was great. It really like fueled my creative spirit to be in an airport and on planes again. And it was a phenomenal time. And the wedding was fun. And it was great to travel. So it's got me energized to keep doing this and grow into it. I've got some exciting news coming that I'll share on here regarding the book next week after an event that's happening on Friday of this week. I'll have more info. I can share that with you guys. So yeah, sorry the interview got moved, but we'll be back tomorrow. I updated the schedule. That's my fun fact. I was back in the wild, traveled, airport, wedding, fueled me up. I highly recommend it. Get vaccinated, go out into the world. It's still awesome, just like we left it. And it's exciting to feel like we can get back to some level of normal. So I will see you all here again tomorrow for that interview with Crystal Robinson, former WNBA player, author, amazing personality, and it's going to be a good one. So I hope you come back, and I'll talk to you all then.